Speaking of good deals, the rumor and innuendo is that part of the deal when Shawn Michaels comes back after his hiatus, after the whole hair pulling incident and unsafe working environment, is that Shawn had agreed to be drug tested regularly. And part of the reason that Brett and Michaels are cordial to each other lately, according to Dave Meltzer, is related to Michaels passing all of his drug tests. McMahon didn't want Michaels back and was willing to cut his losses unless Michaels agreed to be tested and agreed to face severe penalties if he failed any drug tests. This was news to me. I was a subscriber to the newsletter in this era, but I guess this flew under my radar. I didn't realize that a condition of him coming back to work was not just him agreeing to, but Vince saying, we're not going to put up with this up and down crazy behavior. We need to make sure you're clean and sober. What do you remember about this little wrinkle in the return?
It was in everyone's contract. Everybody was drug tested regularly at this time. It wasn't like he was singled out or special. So that's, it's kind of like newsflash. Oh my God. They made a special deal just for John Cena where they're going to pay him every 2 weeks. Okay. Everybody gets paid every 2 weeks. That's much ado about absolutely nothing.
All righty.
Well, it wasn't like he was singled out or special or anything else. It's that was a part of the contracts, and that's what it was.
So things were going well after his return. And then the September 15th Raw happened. And we've talked about this a little bit here and there over the years, but we've never really dug into this interview. Here's a Wade Killer report. Shawn Michaels had built up a track record of being cooperative for a few weeks, and WWF management had their fingers crossed, but given his personality, even his friends didn't expect it to last. And it didn't. Tuesday in Muncie at the tapings for the September 15th Raw is War, Michaels took advantage of the pre-tape format of Raw to give the WWF some headaches to deal with in post-production. His actions didn't top the headaches caused by his sudden need to rehab his knee just weeks before main eventing WrestleMania, but they came close. Michaels came to the ring only wearing compression biker shorts rather than his usual elaborate outfit. Michaels had stuffed his shorts, and in post-production, the WWF intentionally edited in angles of only his upper torso as often as possible. Michaels at one point awkwardly jutted his crotch forward while listening to Ross's questions in order to put an exclamation point on his exaggerated protrusion. During the interview, Michaels went into swearing rants, which the WWF had to completely edit out. And those two quote unquote stunts by Michaels had the WWF management upset. And his next stunt got the Undertaker upset. Undertaker had the day off, but the WWF made it seem as if he was present by having him quote unquote respond to Michaels with a pre-recorded message on the Titantron. Michaels, knowing Undertaker wasn't actually in the building, responded by calling Undertaker down to the ring. He said if Undertaker was as brave as he appeared, he should come to the ring and face him right then and there. And of course, the crowd popped, thinking that, of course, the Undertaker is going to accept the challenge. Instead, Undertaker could do nothing about it because he's at home, unaware that any of this is even happening. The crowd left the arena with the impression the Undertaker avoided Michaels' challenge. And when Undertaker heard what happened, he was said to be very upset. I think most of our listeners remember this interview because he's jumping up and down with these gray shorts on, sort of doing crotch chops and trying to put this banana or tube of socks or whatever in JR's face. But the Undertaker promo piece, now you're not just pissing off the office. Now you're pissing off the boys. Boy, the hits just keep coming with Shawn Michaels in this era. What do you remember about this Raw? Was Vince even there?
Vince was not there. And I was at Gorilla. So I'm at Gorilla. I'm the last, bastion of checking everybody before they go out. However, I did not check people's crotches. And Shawn was up there, but it's dark. And again, I'm not going to look at anybody's crotch. Shawn came through. We talked about our stuff. And right before he went out is when he put the the tube socks apparently on a dare or a you won't do it from some of the guys in the locker room. So Shawn went out, he went out doing his thing and crotch chopping his bulge in his lower extremities down in his crotchal area, Conrad, and got to the ring and continued to point it out to JR, who was visibly upset in the ring, and you could tell. And I'm back at Gorilla, and I'm livid. I'm pissed off because we're there running the show. We're kind of in charge at the time, and it was a slap in the face. I mean, it was. And when he came back, he didn't stop. He just went right to the back and left. So didn't do what he had been asked to do. And of course, Vince hears about it that night and basically, kind of half-ass chewed me and JR out for letting it happen type situation. So we got the brunt of it, but then Vince, once he saw it, was pissed off at Shawn and fined Shawn at that time the largest fine in company history. So Shawn, got in trouble and just kind of, okay, fine. You know what? I'll take it. I don't care. And then you fast forward about 5 or 6 weeks, maybe. And we're in Vince's office, and that's where Vince tells us, God damn, you know what Shawn was doing that day? It was attitude. It was attitude. We need more attitude. And the Attitude Era was born. So when people talk about when did the Attitude Era start?
September 15th, 1997.
Yeah, Shawn's crotch, man. That was the Attitude Era. That was the dawning of attitude in WWE.
I can't let you say it was the largest fine in history without asking. 5 figures, 6 figures?
5.
Pretty memorable moment here.
It was a little snug, man.
What do you remember about the Undertaker and his response to this? Because it's pretty rare that he's getting time off. And when he's getting time off, people are fucking with his character. Probably not something that's going to sit real well with him.
No, Taker was pissed. Taker was livid. And it was a respect thing. It was, there's a professionalism and respect, and Shawn did it because he knew it was taped. He knew that we could take it out. However, that costs money and that costs time and that costs effort unnecessarily.
Well, also too, the fans in the crowd.
Oh yeah.
It looks like you pulled the Undertaker's punk card.
Right. Exactly. And people buzzing about it. And of course, the locker room's going to stir that up. I'm sure Taker's friends had called him before Shawn even got out of the ring. So you add all of it up, and it was extremely combustible. And it was one of those moments that I wish hadn't happened, but it did. And it was absolutely the drizzling shits.
Yeah. We should mention those guys were fresh off of their match at Ground Zero, which we recently covered in the archives, just a couple of weeks prior to this.